All right, everyone. I am going to get my slideshow here together, and I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm going to talk to you about my journey in the semester, and we're going to cover these particular items tonight. So I want to thank you for your time once again. One of the things that I really enjoyed about the overall training was learning about qualitative research methods, forgive me. And so definitions are important, right? Start off, qualitative research methods, as I looked at it, really was about getting to know people's behaviors and better understanding them. But you couldn't really go there without understanding some key characteristics about qualitative research. And that was really, it sort of pertains to my own dissertation topic, at least with regards to the course itself. I was able to apply those things and then to better articulate that to apply the individual thoughts and behaviors, utilizing the survey methods that we use. And then to apply those by using the data and to the valuable insights gained by that data is something that I'll be able to use as a foundation going forward. And then that the collection of that data, as we applied it from the methods class this semester, utilizing some common techniques such as surveys but also some things we didn't touch on as much are in-depth interviews, but from the readings, ethnographic surveys and focus groups and discussions and participant observations and document analysis. These are all techniques that are used as well. But let's talk a little bit more about focus groups and interviews. Those are things that I believe that I'll be able to utilize as I move forward in my dissertation journey, especially focus groups, because I think that that'll really help me to kind of turn the corner with regards to the types of information that I'll need to gather and glean. But of course, surveys are going to be a big part of it as well. That taught me a great deal in this class of how I could really take or obtain a large sampling of information by utilizing surveys and then doing that by doing multiple surveys as well. That was also significant. And then using qualitative surveys and qualitative research, the role of surveys in qualitative context is significant, right? Because you can utilize open-ended questions to really take a deep dive. My first try at it, I didn't do so well with the qualitative open-ended questions, I should say, but the second time around, I thought I really, gleaned it pretty well and added some really descriptive data to it. And with that being said, I learned how to craft those questions and design those questions, to really avoid yes or no answers and to really get at the heart of a person's personal experiences. And it gave me an opportunity to really see the advantages, but also some of the limitations, by when you analyze the open-ended survey data, especially when it started coming to, applying the coding. But let's focus a little bit more on those open-ended questions because it really provides, for some strategic purpose when you reveal the nuances and the emotions and the reasoning that close-ended questions just cannot capture. And then it also takes it another pathway to the design strategy of the overall survey design itself. You want to make sure that it's the questions focus or design, I should say, that they're probing is where I really want to go, and that it provides some benefits that foster participant-led narratives, and also make sure that I don't have a bias as I move forward. And then the importance of informed consent that all goes along with those surveys to make sure that it provides an ethical foundation and that the overall process and documentation that goes along with it is both clear and it provides a concise explanation to the participant, and that the participant knows that their data is not only safe, but that they it's voluntary, that they can, have opportunity to participate or not participate. And then, that more importantly, that their data is protected. But then, the class also went over, especially in the readings, of course, the different types of techniques of qualitative research: thematic, content analysis, narrative analysis, the grounded theory. I believe narrative analysis and grounded theory, forgive me, are really more in line with what my research pathways are closely uh, you know aligned to. So some of the challenges and even limitations that I found, you got to be careful about subjectivity and bias. You don't want to generalize by having a too small of a sample. Of course, we had no choice, because we were working with just our classmates, but that taught me that I want to make sure that I have a wide sampling, and then, make sure that the data, the research isn't too time consuming. I'd love to use ethnographic research data, but of course, I don't want to take 6 years to get my doctoral complete my doctoral studies, and then of course data management complexity is also key, right? And that's where a lot of the coding that we learned will really come into play. As I sort of wrap this up, I want to thank all of you. It was a great opportunity to meet new classmates and get perspectives. Especially some of the things I learned is that I can't be biased in my thoughts, opinions, but that qualitative research can best be characterized through in-depth context, specific insights, and that it must be ethical in its objectivity, and its in procedures and processes, and that it has a continued relevance. It's here to stay. So again, I want to thank you for your time and attention, and I wish you all just well in your future studies and objectives. And thanks once again.